Hello, everyone. I'm Dijon.
I'm Amir.
Welcome to the Mustardcast, the podcast about the art of storytelling and how it's used across different mediums. Once again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see our channel grow, and to click the notification bell so that you're notified when we post. As usual, we're going to start off with what media we're consuming, and I'm going to hand it over to you. I'm not going to make the mistake I made last time and go first and then forget about it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Sorry, should I do some? So what media I am currently consuming? I'm currently playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Maybe my favorite out of the new trilogy of Assassin's Creed games. I don't know. I have to go back and finish Origins first and like really decide. But I think it's my favorite so far. Well, I'm watching Game of Thrones. I'm not playing Game of Thrones. I'm watching Game of Thrones. I'm on season 3. I just started season 3 last night.
Yeah, I think
really.
I was gonna say when I get HBO Max to watch Wonder Woman around the end of this month, I might get it sooner, honestly, because they released a new episode of Euphoria, and I kind of want to watch that. And you already know I want to watch that Adventure Time episode. And I'm definitely, because I'm on like episode 3, season 2. I might just restart season 2 and try to actually watch the show and finish it, because everybody says it's one of like the greatest shows to ever grace television. So. And I read the first book; it was good, so I might finish it.
Wait, you read the first Song of Ice and Fire book? I didn't read any of them. I honestly refuse to read the books until George R. R. Martin finishes writing them, because I'm not just gonna sit at this next book and wait for years and years and years for this next book to come out. That's not happening. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that until.
I only read it for Miss Natsuga's class. I read it for my English class, and it took me a while.
Wait, she assigned you guys the book?
No, she assigned us any book. I just chose it. I was originally going to watch.
I was going to say, because
I was originally going to read one of the Witcher books, but I couldn't find it anywhere, and I was broke, so I couldn't buy it either. So I just went to the library and grabbed the first Game of Thrones. Well, the book is literally called Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones. So yeah.
Well, I mean, the first Witcher book. I mean, it's a little late to be telling you this now, because it's not any. Well, I mean, it's still on there, but like you're not in high school anymore. But the first Witcher book is it has a free audiobook on YouTube.
Oh, I did not.
Yeah.
I'm not really big into audiobooks.
Honestly, I'm not big into audiobooks, but I don't have a lot of time to just start sitting and reading anymore. So I'm planning on getting an Audible subscription and start like actually listening to audiobooks. There's a lot of books I want to read.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I don't, and I do love reading. I just don't have time to sit and read. But if I'm able to like listen to an audiobook while I'm doing something else, then
yeah, I can see how convenient it would be to like listen to it while you're working out or something like that. That way, because it would be difficult to read and work out. So much easier to actually listen to.
Yeah.
Like I listen to podcasts when I work out.
Yeah, I've been listening to a true crime. Does that count? Do podcasts count as media? They do, right? Yeah. I have also been listening to a podcast on Spotify called True Crime All the Time. It is a true crime podcast about serial killers. I'm a forensic chemistry major, so crime and like serial killers, I don't know, that stuff kind of interests me. So yeah, I've been listening to that. My eyes look really weird in these glasses. Get yourself some Easy Gang Volume 1 limited edition screeners. Free plug for Berlizzi. You're welcome, Berlin. And what else? What's the last thing? Oh, I've been watching Mandalorian, but I feel like we all have been watching Mandalorian because, like, yeah, new episode was amazing. My second favorite Star Wars character. I'm not even gonna. I don't want to spoil.
My favorite Star Wars character was in the episode before that. So both of our some.
Yeah, no, my. So good. So she's somewhere in my top 10, but I haven't. Is she somewhere? I made a stop. Go ahead with your list. I got to look through because I did make a top 10 Star Wars characters list.
Off top, immediately it goes Ahsoka, Anakin, Obi-Wan. After I get to Obi-Wan, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure after that, honestly.
Ahsoka's my 5th favorite. Okay. My favorite list, my top 10 favorite list, because I made a list with my friend Isaiah. He also is really into Star Wars. We're both really into Star Wars. But
Darth Maul.
My top 10 list is. Oh, Darth Maul's not even on my list.
Yeah, Maul is probably 4th.
He's not. I like Darth Maul. My list is Luke Skywalker at number 1, Boba Fett, Kyle Katarn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ahsoka, Poe Dameron. Even though I didn't like the sequel trilogy, I really like Poe. Han Solo. Let my phone reopen, please. Mara Jade, Kit Fisto, and Bo-Katan. So
yeah,
that's my list.
Yeah, for me, Luke would probably be just behind Maul, because Maul, Clone Wars and Rebels really elevated Maul for me.
Oh yeah, Maul is dope.
Maul
is dope. Yeah.
But speaking of true crime and murderers and stuff, I've been watching Hannibal. It's really good so far. I've only watched the first 2 episodes. I'm like halfway through the 3rd episode. I had stopped watching it for whatever reason. It was doing something else. But I might watch it, an episode or 2 today. Something that I actually can add that I just literally finished watching. Again, speaking of like death, but I watched Coco, and it was good. And you know how people say
the Disney movie?
Yeah, the Disney movie. People always say that they cried watching Coco, and I'm watching it. And as I'm watching, I'm like halfway through. I'm like, why would I cry? This movie isn't gonna make me cry. I can see why, and I can see where it's gonna get sad, but I'm like, this isn't gonna make me cry at all. And then it got to the end, and I cried, and I was like, why am I crying? Why is this happening? Why would you do this to me, Disney? What are you doing?
Right.
I did not expect to cry, but it happened. My eyes started like tearing up in the 3rd act, and then once it got to the very end, and the music was playing, I just started crying. It's a really good movie. It's like a really obvious.
It is a good movie.
It's like a really obvious twist in the movie that when you watch it, you see it and you're like, it's obvious that this is going to be the twist. But then they throw in an extra twist that you don't expect because you're so focused on the twist that's obvious that you don't expect that extra twist. And I was like, that was a good one. You got me. But yeah, that movie's really good. It took me, I don't know why it took me so long to watch it. I guess it kind of just, it didn't go over my radar because I heard about it. I planned on seeing it eventually. And I guess I missed it when it was in theaters. And then I just never watched it once I got Disney Plus. But
I haven't seen Moana yet, so.
I haven't finished it.
I get you.
I haven't finished it. I watched like half of it. I need to finish it. It's a good movie. Other things I've been watching, I watched live action Rurouni Kenshin movies. Rurouni Kenshin is a anime and a manga. That was one that I watched and read a long time ago. And I haven't. I'm probably about to rewatch the anime after watching these movies. And the movie's really good. And it's actually what prompted my discussion in the last episode about the lightsaber fights, because the sword fighting in that movie is so good. It is ridiculous. It's some of the best sword fighting I've ever seen in a movie, especially a samurai movie. He uses a sword has a reverse blade, so the blade is on the back and the front is dull because he like revoked killing people after he'd done it for so long because he was basically an assassin. And he's basically just slapping people with a hunk of metal. And it's funny, but it also just looks cool. Him just slapping people with a sword, which first off, people are definitely dying because he's hitting people full force as if he was going to cut their heads off in the neck, on the head. So he's cracking skulls. He's definitely killing people. He's 100% killing people. At one point, he even hit somebody's arm and said, "You're never going to be able to hold a sword again. I just like tore your ligaments and shattered your bones." And this takes place in like the late 1800s Japan. So technologies and like that kind of steampunk era. They have guns obviously, and he just broke that. He just shattered that dude's arm, and medicine isn't where it is today. So they're just like, well, I guess you're never gonna hold that thing. But yeah, those movies were good, and it's making me want to rewatch the anime. I've been watching Mandalorian as well, obviously. We just talked about it. I'm also still making my way through Rebels. And I was watching this anime called Carol and Tuesday that is by the director by Shinichiro Watanabe, who's most famous for Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. And it was really good. I really enjoyed Carol and Tuesday. It's about, this isn't like an action-oriented show like Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo was. It's about these two musicians basically trying to make their way in the world. That's all I got for what media I've been consuming. So going into a bit of news, current events.